here we are again. I keep getting ads for this Covenant Church, which is great because we've been church hopping. Now this is in Wake Forest, so it's too far. But I keep getting these ads for family movie night. That's great. Family movie night. Sweet. So what are they playing? Disney's Aladdin. So they deleted my comments. I'll put the screenshot up here. I screenshotted this on my phone because I commented on this and I keep getting an ad for this. We are church hopping in this area and it's sad around here. We can't find a good church. We're not looking for the perfect church, but we want somebody that speaks truth. Why is it so complicated here? Where we live, there's more churches than probably any place I've ever been to, and they're all the same, and nobody's speaking truth here. I said, we are church hopping in this area, and it's sad around here. I would encourage you to use more discernment and not play satanic movies in a church setting and then call it a family movie. This is not a family movie. This is a Disney movie. So they commented, this is Covenant Hope Church. It says, "Hey John, this is Pastor Cody. I would love to speak to you about this over the phone. Just reach out over Messenger to get my number." Well, it's easier for me to make videos. I don't know why that is. But then, so this is their Facebook page. Sure enough, look at family movie nights. It's Aladdin. This is satanic movie, and I'll show you why in a minute. But let's scroll down a little bit, because over here in September, another family movie night, Spider-Man. Now, I don't get into the DC versus Marvel thing, but the whole Marvel universe is really, really occultic and satanic. And then you have another one here, family movie night, Monsters University. Why is this church playing these satanic movies for? What is wrong with all that? I don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, if you're trying to be like the world is going to look for a church when they're trying to go to church. And if you're no different than the world, what's the difference? Why go to church? If you're trying to get people in like a seeker-sensitive church, they're going to notice that you're not Christians. You're not, you know what I mean? It's like as if you're lying to them or something. Hey, look, it's like, hey, look, we smoke pot. We're just the same as you. Come on in and then we can teach you the word. That's hypocritical. That's hypocritical, people. The Bible is very clear about stuff like this. You have to be separate from the world. You need to be salt in the world. And then there's scriptures that say your eye is the lamp. You know what I mean? Whatever you put in front of you is going into you. What are you putting into you? This is supposed to be the temple of the Holy Spirit. What are you putting in there? You know, is he really going to want to live in there if you're putting this garbage into yourself? Let me go back a little ways and show some stuff. Now, I haven't watched Aladdin myself. I know the cartoon version. I know the story. But we're going to get, and I just want to scratch the surface on this real quick. I don't want to make this a really in-depth video. What I usually think of as common knowledge is not usually common knowledge to other people. And I don't know if it was Joe or Steve, they said, you know, when Christians are speaking to each other, what we understand as common knowledge isn't always common knowledge to normal people, to non-Christians. So I'm just going to scratch the surface real quick on these things. If you can look more into this yourself. If you really want to learn truth, you will look into it. I'm not going to stand here and do all this work because a lot of this stuff has already been done. It's no secret that Walt Disney himself was involved in the occult. He was a 33rd degree Mason. He was a Rosicrucian. Look into those things. What are those? The Masons are evil. It's all occultic. This is not Christian. So right then and there, with the guy that starts Disney, he's already an occultist. That tells you everything you need to know right there. Don't have anything to do with Disney. It's pretty simple. And if you're thinking, well, you know, some of these movies aren't as family oriented as the old ones. The old ones were just as bad. Like the chick with the mirror on the wall. In one of the scenes, she actually says, "I summon thee," this and that. it's pure witchcraft. It's evil stuff. They want to hook your kids. If they can hook your kids and you think it's harmless fun, your kids are going to get involved in the occult. And if you say, well, they're not Satan worshipers. Well, Jesus said, he who is not with me is against me. You're going to just think, oh, well, I'm just going to live my life and it's clean. No, if you're not a born again Christian, you can't go to heaven. It's pretty simple. So just starting with Disney already being in the occult, and everything he makes is going to be occult oriented. It's very simple. It's all over the internet. You can look up any of these things about the movies. Now, I can't say every movie's bad. I haven't seen all the Disney movies. I don't want to. There's 2 that I know about that I actually like that don't have that in them, but I'll have to watch them again to make sure before I name what they are. But I'd say about 95% plus of Disney movies are occult driven. They all, look, you don't even have to look very far. I typed in Disney movies occult. It's all over the place. Constantly, everywhere. You can read anything you want about Walt Disney. How did he do? You know what I mean? I don't even know what to say about that. It's like, it's everywhere. Who's this guy? This is Aleister Crowley. He wanted to be Satan's right-hand man. Satan don't have a right-hand man. Everybody who goes to hell, you're going to be tortured, like tormented forever. You don't want that. Satan's deceiving you if you want to serve him. I can't get into all that. So this guy he was like one of the most evil people that ever lived. When you're talking about like Hitler and Stalin, they're nothing compared to this guy. Did this guy physically kill anybody? I don't think so. But because he puts these things out there, that he's making a whole entire belief system around the whole world. So Anton LaVey is the guy that actually physically wrote the Satanic Bible. Aleister Crowley, he took over the work that Crowley started. Crowley wrote something called the Book of the Law, where it's kind of like their beliefs, kind of like what the Catholics would have as their, catechism. And we won't get into a whole Catholic thing. I'll be doing a video on that coming up pretty soon about how evil Catholicism is. If you're in the Catholic Church, run away from them. That is not Christianity at all. So anyway, this is Aleister Crowley. In the Book of the Law, it talks about certain things you need to do if you want to be, a follower of this religion here, the satanic stuff. And one of the things is learn how to walk backward, learn how to write backwards, learn how to talk backwards. What does that remind you of? Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk, backmasking in music, backward messages. And that's pretty interesting if you want to get into that, because a lot of times when you're, if you say something backwards or something forward and you turn it backward, it's not going to make much sense. But once you get into the spirit world of things and they're writing your music for you and you're just a puppet, usually what's going forward has a lot to do with what's going backwards. So it makes sense in both directions, and it actually has 2 different messages. But anyway, this dude says to learn how to write backwards. So who's this? This is a dude from the Sorcerer's Apprentice. His name is Yensid. What is that? It's Disney backward. This is so blatant. He's got the crescent moon on his hat. It's so blatant even back then. I don't even know how old this movie is, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, but it's very open in telling you the story of like what Disney believes and stuff. And a lot of people think it's just harmless cartoons. It's not. That's not what any of this is. The Disney logo has 3 6s in it. 6, come on, people. That's the number of the beast. It's so blatant. And it actually does seem like the cartoons are getting worse and worse and worse, more and more blatant. The cartoons have subliminal messages. They might pass by real quick, but it gets in your subconscious, like this picture in Monsters, Inc. And where's the Lion King? I remember that one pretty good. This right here, it says sex. This is when this dude flops down on the rock and the sparkles, like the stars, come out. It actually spells out the word sex. And they have to draw that in there on purpose. This is all done on purpose, people. what was the other thing? Frozen. Oh my gosh, that's like one of the worst ones. And you guys are just letting your little girls just sing all the Frozen songs. And in the first one was bad enough. And she's talking about, break the rules, no rules for me, no right, no wrong. Come on, people. It's so blatant against God. It's crazy how you guys are just, you don't see that. But anyway, then the second Frozen comes out. That's even worse. It was worse. You got like I don't know what you call them, the dirt people. They're the land. And then you have like the wind. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. That's 2 points of a pentacle right there, which is a pentagram. I don't know if you guys know what a pentagram is. That's a pentagram. There's the 5 points to the pentagram. It's earth, fire, water, wind, and spirit. And I don't know what order that's in, but that's what the 5 points are. And in the Frozen 2, that's what you have. You have like the rock people, you have the wind. The chick is the spirit. She's the 5th point. It's so blatant that it's out there. Also in Frozen, she's hearing like these spirit voices calling her. It's terrible. And now Disney bought Star Wars. Star Wars was bad too. You're probably thinking, oh, it's good against evil, right? The dude has like the little guru, the green dude, Yoda. That's like his guru. And then he's taught by Obi-Wan Kenobi. He dies. And then he's still conversing with him. That's necromancy. That's also his spirit guide. He's dead, but he's still conversing with him, like he appears to him and stuff. That's all like Hindu or Buddhist or whatever. It's such satanic stuff. I haven't physically watched the movie Aladdin, but these people are showing it in a church setting. And I'm sure their congregants watch Disney movies. That's on them. But in a church setting, you do not play satanic things in the actual church. Why would you do that? So you're probably thinking, what makes Aladdin so bad? Well, I've only seen the trailer and I've seen a couple clips online. It was bad enough right there. The blue dude, the genie comes from the word jinn, which is like Islamic or Middle Eastern, and it means almost like a demon, like a fallen angel or an angel. They're very powerful beings. And the dude in the movie, which is Will Smith, says he's the most powerful being in the universe. No, he's not. God is. That's so bad. The chick is a princess. She falls for the thief. Then the genie tells him he can make him look like a prince, but he can't change his insides. So she's a princess, and we're supposed to be the bride of Christ, and we're supposed to be his bride. She wants to marry this fake prince. He's a thief. Who's that? In the book of Revelation, that's Satan. It's not the dragon, it's the beast that comes at the end, to deceive people. She, as a princess, falls for a fake prince. She's deceived. She falls for the thief. That's all he does is steal. Come on, people. And it gets even worse as you start getting more into it and more into it. And it's like, come on, man. You got Jafar doing all the occult stuff. Come on, man. It's so blatant. And you're going to play this in a church setting. That's terrible, people. And the genie tells him he can make the law disappear. What is he talking about? That's representative like God's law. You can make the law go away so that you're not really breaking the law anymore. And then he's telling him, I'm your friend. I'm your best friend. Really? That's not a very good friend to have. Good company corrupts good morals. The dude ain't got no good morals to begin with. He's a thief. But come on, man, you gotta hang around with the right people or you're gonna get involved in whatever they get involved in. I just wanted to scratch the surface on that really quick. We can get into it if you really wanted to really get into it, We can go to the poster and you can see the crescent moon and the pyramid with the dude's head on. He's actually forming a pyramid. Come on, man. It's so obvious. I just wanted to scratch the surface real quick. You should not do that in a church setting. If you have anything to do with Disney movies, anything, it's really, really satanic and occultic. You really have to be discerning. and it's very blatant. You don't have to be that discerning. So I just wanted to throw these things out there real quick, short video. If you want, I can make a much longer video and really dig deep into all these things. And you don't even have to look. It's not like I'm searching for things and I'm like, well, let me pull this out. I can kind of make something out of that. You don't even have to do that. It's very blatant. It's very, very blatant. So I hope this is very informative for you. And I don't know if I should call the dude on the phone. Is he going to try and talk me out of it? I don't know what he's going to say. So I figured, let me just make a quick little video to show people. And if you disagree with this, then I would encourage you to look more into it, because it's all this information's out there, and it's not like conspiracy theory. It's not like you're digging stuff up and putting things together. This is what I consider common knowledge. It's very, very basic stuff.